Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all the Bible curriculum that I have picked for my rising 4th grader and 9th grader. I've never used this curriculum for my girls before. I do personally have experience with this curriculum. I did use this curriculum myself when I was at a private school. I went to that school from 7th through 8th grade, and then went to another school, came back to this school and this curriculum for 10th through 12th grade. So I graduated using the A.C.E curriculum. A.C.E stands for Accelerated Christian Education. Now, I did not choose to use this curriculum as of yet until now with my kids, because I just wanted to see what else was out there, and not every curriculum is a good fit for every kid. So we have found other ones that we liked and things that worked. But since 2020, going in further into our homeschool experience, I wanted to get a little bit deeper into our Bible curriculum. So far, I've been kind of taking it easy because they do get, Bible education and Bible stories and things like that through church. So it's not like they don't get any kind of Bible studying. But I really did want to buckle down a little bit harder this coming year, especially with my daughter being in 9th grade and high school. I wanted to get something that was a little bit more in depth for her. So I was familiar with this, and the more, the longer we've been back doing the homeschool thing, I've been thinking that I wanted to go back to this curriculum for Bible specifically, because I remember a lot of things that I can recall a lot of Bible facts, just because I used this curriculum in my high school years. I graduated off of this curriculum, and I think it's really good for the Bible, at least. So again, this is A.C.E, stands for Accelerated Christian Education, and it's from School of Tomorrow. This is the front of the first book that my 4th grader will be using. It says School of Tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the website is A.C.E, but I will find that for you. A.C.E covers, I'm not even sure how to explain it, but there are schools that are specifically A.C.E schools, School of Tomorrow, and they only use the A.C.E curriculum. That was sort of how my school was. They were all A.C.E except for 1 or 2 electives I did use the Life Pack for, but other than that, it was all A.C.E. It was, from kindergarten through graduation, everyone used A.C.E, and it was an A.C.E school. So I'm going to jump right into this. This is the first book. These are called paces. So each subject has 12 paces. These are all of my 4th graders' books. There are 12 individual tiny little booklets. They're all, I didn't look at every single one of them, but most of them are 43 pages long. So you can really do the math, like if you want to get done your school in 36 weeks and you have 12 books and they're all 43 pages, you can do the math and figure out how many pages they need to do per day or per week to be able to get that curriculum done in that amount of time. So that makes it easy when they're all the same. Life Pack, their books are not all the same, so it's kind of, you have to guess. So paces, there are 12 in each subject. The answer key, there's no teacher book. You don't get a teacher book. I think with the kindergarten and learning how to read and write, kind of that's a little bit different. I don't have any experience with that. But as far as I'm pretty sure first or at least second and up, it's just score keys. So you have to, along with ordering the books, you have to order the score keys. Let me open these up. It's still in the plastic. I ordered these from christianbook.com. I am not sponsored or anything by them. I just order a lot of stuff from them. I love that website because if any of the curriculum on their own website is offering a sale, any percent off or anything like that, you can also get that on christianbook.com. So they'll offer you can go to one website and see all the sales and all the prices for all the different curriculums in one spot. So that makes it easier for me. So here are the score keys. It's listed, and the numbers are a little bit weird. I cannot remember, because you have 12, they start, I don't even remember what number. I think they start at 1,000, but 4th grade is number 1037. And you go 12 books to 1048. So you have to use those numbers to find the answers in your score key. So this score key that has all the answers is for books 1037 through 1039. And it's listed by book. So score key for 1037, and it's listed by page, and then you have all the answers there. So this curriculum, the way that it's set up when you're going to an A.C.E school, is where the student sits at their desk, they do their work, and then they go up to a score, what they call a score table, and you get a score key, and you pull out the score key, you check your work, you mark your answers wrong, you go back to your seat, you correct it, you go back up to the score table, you check your work again, go back to your seat, back and forth until you get it all right. So this is the answer key for the students to use. You don't have to use this exactly the way they intend it. If you want to check your kids' work, then you can. There's no set rule on how to do this. Just with any kind of homeschool curriculum, you can make it work for you. But you have four score keys. The 12 are broken up into 3 books per each score key. So if you're traveling, like we do a lot of times with the girls like coming to work with me or something, you got to make sure they grab their book and their score key. So that's the score keys. The 12 books. I'm going to show you a little peek inside of the books, what they look like. I think that A.C.E is a little, I don't know, not as exciting. That may not be the right word. It's a little old-fashioned. But with Bible, I'm okay with that. So let's open it up. One of the reasons that I wanted to use this curriculum is because I knew that with each book they get a memory verse, and we were so bad with our memory verses the last 2 school years, so I wanted to step that up and make sure that they are doing some memorization. So each book has its own memory verse that they have to learn throughout the book. And then you also get a character trait. This one is tactful. So through this book, and you're going to do 12 books in 36 weeks. You're going to be doing 1 book about every 2 to 3 weeks. So for 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to be learning about what it means to be tactful, and they're going to be memorizing this Bible verse. And when the next book comes along, they're going to have a new character trait and a new Bible verse. So through here, you'll see where it says, say teacher, supervisor, initial. So that's where it wants a teacher it'll give you some sort of some information that you need to know as the teacher, or it could be a teacher check where they're not supposed to grade something themselves. They're supposed to have a teacher check that for them. So however you want to do that, that'll be, for us, that'll be them bringing it to me or my husband to check something, or my younger daughter taking it to my older daughter if it's something she can check. And each one with the younger, all the way up through 12th grade, you get these little cartoons, which it makes it fun. As you get older, it's kind of cheesy, but it's still kind of fun. They're all in color. They're all these softback books. And as the book goes through, especially for the younger ones, some of the Bible verses filled in. And this, as far as tests and quizzes and things, it's very similar to Life Pack if you ever have used that. It has, except for they call it different things. So in this one, you have checkups. So these sections are divided with checkups. Let me find a checkup here. So here's where a checkup starts. It's kind of like a quiz for the book. So you have your checkup. It's fill in the blank. You have a word bank there. And then the back of it is multiple choice. And then they have to fill in some answers on their memory verse. And as you go further in the book, they won't be filling these words in for them. They have to do it themselves until they learn the whole verse. And then at the end, they have to say the verse to a supervisor. And then it has where it stops them at different places in the book and tells you to score. That means you grade it. Then you go back and correct your mistakes. And then you rescore or recheck. Whatever you want to call it. And you're supposed to check this off as you do it so that you as the parent can go back and look and say, did you check your work? And if they didn't mark this off, then they didn't do it. So they got to learn how to put their X's there when they do that. And then, like I say, for each section, there's a checkup. And in the middle of each book, just like with the Life Pack, there is a test. So this is in the middle of the book, and you can just pull it out. The books are stapled, so it's easy to just pop right out of there. I'm not going to do that yet, but I will do that before she starts. And we'll file away the test so that she can just go and grab the test as she needs them. And that's it. I'm going to show you what the second one is, to show you that it has the different character traits and Bible verses. So this one is truthful. You're learning about being truthful, and then you have another memory verse. And sometimes with the younger ones, it's not a full memory verse. This one is just the beginning part of that verse, or of that Bible verse. So you're not learning the full one. As they get older, then they have to learn bigger Bible verses. But they're all set up the same way. You have checkups after each section, and then you have I forgot to mention, you have a self-test at the end. That's where it's different than the than the life pack. So this was the final checkup on page 40. And then you have a self-test. The self-test starts here on page 42 and then the back to 43, and that's the end of the self-test. You are supposed to make a 90, you do it however you want to, but according to the ACE, you have to make a 90 in order to take the test, the booklet test in the middle. Until you can, they have, and you can go back and look, on their website or whatever, but you just do it your own way, however is best for your child is how I look at it. But according to the school, when I was doing this, you had to make at least a 90. And I think you had a couple of different tries, like you do your work, you check it. If you didn't get a 90, you had to erase, I think you had to erase everything and do it again. I cannot remember for the life of me. I cannot remember how they did that. But correcting it, correcting your mistakes, rechecking it, however you want to do that, you had to make at least a 90. And I think that's a good rule so that you know that your student knows the material. Make a 90 on this before you take the test, and then you had to make an 80 to pass. Make your own rules for however you want to do that, but you had to make an 80 to be able to go to the next book. And they would make copies of the test sometimes if there were students that regularly had to retake the test. They would go ahead and have a second copy of that test ready so that they wouldn't have to go through and erase all the answers and do it again, and then you can still see the wrong answers on there. So you just kind of have to figure that out for your student, what works best. But that is the 4th grade level. Let me show you what I've got for my 9th grader, and it is exactly the same as far as how many books and all that. This is her 12 books. These look like they are also 43 pages. For some reason this just feels like there's more here, but I guess not. Nah, it's the same. So we've got 12 books here of 43 pages a piece pretty much, and let me show you how they look a little bit different. They are the same as far as checkups and the self-test, and then the test is in the middle there. But it's a little bit more grown up. You do still have the little cartoon stories that tell you things, and this has to do with the the character traits. So I think this one might be a newer version because it's laid out different. That 4th grade version is what I remember when I was doing this curriculum way back when I was still in school. So this is a little bit newer. Kind of wondering when it was. Oh, this is a 2020 revision, so it's fairly new. All right, so you still, with the 11th grade, you have a verse to memorize, and you have a character trait. This one is goodly. It tells you the goals. You have to read the goals. It tells you what you're going to learn in each pace, and then a little note to the student. This one says, before you begin this pace, please remove the Old Testament maps and timeline insert from the middle of this pace, because you will need the insert for the remainder of the Old Testament survey course. You may wish to laminate it or put it in a folder. So this is Old Testament survey. I'm going to also have her do New Testament survey for next year. So this is a study of the Old Testament portion of the Bible. Let me show you what that insert looks like. It's in the middle here with the test. It's on the outside of the test. So you would actually go through here and pull out a bigger section. So you've got maps, this is the test right in the middle, and then this one right here is the timeline, and this is the Old Testament timeline of the kings of Judah and Israel, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. This, I remember doing this myself in high school, and it's a lot of information that I still remember to this day, that I don't know if it's just the way I study and the way these books are, but it really helped me, so I'm hoping it helps my daughter to be able to retain this stuff for years to come. But it's laid out the same way. Here's the ending test, and then it gives the whole spiel about making sure that you understand everything, and then taking the test that's in the middle. So that's basically it. It also has its own score keys here. I haven't opened them. It's the same way. You've got 3 books per score key with the answers in there for them to check themselves. Kind of laid out the same way. Yeah, Old Testament survey. So that's a lot of facts, a lot of reading, and then answering questions, but I feel like that it does a good job in what it covers, and it's not covering too much and then asking questions that they're not going to remember the answer to. You do some reading on 1 or 2 pages and then you answer questions, and I think that's what helped me remember a lot of this stuff even now. So that is it on the Bible curriculum that we're using for next year. I will put this, I'll put a link to the playlist that this video is on of all of our other curriculum reviews and flip throughs. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. If you've ever used ACE yourself or with your kids, let me know in the comments how you liked it, and I will see you in the next video.